precious Caleb. By the grace of God, I'm hosting you today, and we are looking at the reasonable wife. The reasonable wife. First of all, I will encourage you to please get any of my books. We have this for you. This is Choices and Marriage. Choices and Marriage. You can place order. You can ask for this, and we'll make sure you get it. We have this one also. What marriage is not. What marriage is not. Okay? In all our books, we write in conversational way, that it will be as if we are discussing with you, and we use simple language that everybody will freely understand. In addition to that, we make use of true life stories. We use true life stories, so that we understand that what we are saying is applicable in our individual lives, relationships, homes, and marriages. Also, we have this. This is our album. We have about 8 tracks here. So you can get a copy of this. Have you seen it? You can get a copy of this, or you can visit our YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Fofi Prex, Fofi Fofi Prex. So you can subscribe and go to my YouTube channel so that you can get all the tracks. Okay, all right, back to what we have today. We are looking at your family this week, and the topic we are treating is the reasonable wife. The reasonable wife. All right, we said that please, this is live on our page too, Family on Focus International. So you can as well from time to time go to our page, Family on Focus International, so that you'll be getting our videos. Okay, all right. So we said that we are looking at the reasonable wife. First of all, I'd like to remind us that the wife there is the female adult that is joined to a male adult in lifelong covenant relationship of sharing life together. And according to the word of God, 2 of them have become one. So when we talk about wife here, we are looking at the female adult that is properly, legally, perfectly joined together to a man to spend the rest of their lives together as one till death will separate them. So we talking about a wife, you have got an understanding of the person I'm talking about. I'm not talking about somebody's fiance. I'm not talking about somebody's girlfriend. I'm not talking about somebody's concubine, side chick, so no. We are looking at the person that is legally joined to a male adult to share life together with. All right, so I want to say here that being reasonable simply means being sensible. That means making use of your sense. Being reasonable can simply stand for being sensible. Your ability to respond to your sense organs, the signals, the information that your sense organs forward to your brain for proper analysis, assessment, in order to get objective and interpretation or even decision. So we should not forget that, while growing up, we're taught that we have sense organs. We have 5 major sense organs: the eyes for seeing, nose for perception, tongue for taste, ears for hearing, our body, skin for feeling. So A reasonable wife is that wife that makes good use of her sense organs, that listens to, reasons, analyzes the information the sense organs are passing to her through the brain for her to reason. Are we together? All right. So we are saying that a reasonable wife, don't forget, is that wife that has good use, good interpretation, appreciation of her sense organs as it concerns her marriage, because it is marriage that has made her a wife. So if you have a wife, if you have somebody around you that is somebody's wife, or if you're listening to me and you are a wife too, I have important information for you so that you check if you are reasonable or you need to step up to being reasonable. All right, number one point I have for you is this, that a reasonable wife knows her place. A reasonable wife is that woman, that married person, that married adult female that knows her place. She knows that she was made from the rib bone taken from the side of the man. So she knows where she came from. She knows where she belongs. That she does not belong here, not behind, not under, not in front, not on top of the husband's head, that she belongs to the side. So a reasonable wife knows that she is by the side of her husband. Like two of them are one, but she is by the side. That means she does not belong to any other part of the body except the side. It simply means that as the husband is moving, she is moving. As the husband is progressing, she is progressing. As the husband is reasoning, she is part of it because she is by the side and they are working together. It is only a woman that is not reasonable that will think that she is in front of her husband. A woman that is not reasonable will assume that she is on top, on the shoulder, by the neck, behind, under the foot, or by the legs of the husband. The reasonable wife knows that she is by the side of the husband. A reasonable wife understands that she has one assignment, and that is to be a helpmeet to the husband. Helpmeet to the husband. So, she is to help. She is to offer assistance. She is not carry the whole load. She is to offer assistance, to help, to meet a man that is already in a commitment, that has a God-given assignment, that is doing something. She is there to offer help. She is married to the man and not to everybody. A reasonable wife is the wife to her husband and not our wife, not wife to the whole community. So her primary assignment should be on her husband to assist him in all he is doing. A reasonable wife should know that she is there to assist the husband. Her focus should be on the husband primarily. Every other person is an extension and is secondary. So it is wrong for a wife to overlook the immediate needs of the husband and be focusing on the needs of distant person, family relatives, community people, friends, colleagues, and others. To be a reasonable wife, you need to focus primarily on the needs of your husband. A reasonable wife also should understand that she has become one with the husband. She has become one. At that, she does not own herself anymore. She does not own herself anymore. She is joined to a man. Likewise, the man is joined to her. The man does not own himself anymore. So two of them are mixed up. They have become one flesh. Today we are treating the reasonable wife, and we say that the reasonable wife is that female adult that is married, that is joined to a man. Are you getting me now? And that should have response to her sense organs. Beautiful. Now, we also want to say here that a reasonable wife is that wife that knows that she has a life. She has a life. She breathes with her own nostrils. She breathes with her own nose, through her own nostrils. She is joined to the husband, but she has a life. She should understand that there is a time that she will stand before the throne of God and give account of her life. Are you getting my point now? She should know that a time will come, she will stand on her own before the throne of God and give account of her own personal life. So a reasonable wife is that wife that knows that although she is joined to her husband, she has her own life that she is accountable to. At that, she has her personal visions. She has her goals. She has her purpose in life. She has a God-given assignment. There is a particular thing God has proposed for her to do. And even if she is joined to her husband, she should not throw away her own life, because there is a life that she's going to give account to God for. We are looking at the reasonable wife. The reasonable wife is that wife that knows that before she got married, she belonged to a family, that she is somebody's daughter, she is somebody's sister, she is somebody's cousin or niece, that although she is married, before she got married, she belonged to a place. And that from time to time, those people that were with her before she got married may need to say, "How are you doing? I hope you are okay. God bless you." She should understand that she has a life. Marriage does not throw our lives away. Marriage rather enhances, amplifies our lives, because marriage should be an addition to what God has created us to be. I hope I'm blessing somebody this night. Today, it is your family this week, and we're looking at the reasonable wife. The reasonable wife is that wife that knows when to shut down from activities. Hey, what we sometimes forget is that problems, issues, responsibilities, and demands don't finish. They can never finish. As you are attending to one, other demands, needs, responsibilities are coming and presenting themselves to you. So a reasonable wife is the one that will sit and say, "Kai, this one I'm doing, there are two other ones, and before I finish the two, other ones are coming in front of me. So it's obvious that I cannot finish all, but I have a life and I need to live. That means I need to shut down." A reasonable wife should understand that before she got married, there were people that mattered so much to her. There are people that so much loved her. And even now that she's married, there are so many that want her to be alive. There are so many that want her to remain sane. There are so many that want her to be healthy. She must not throw her life away because of marriage. They are just two that have become one, and she is by the side of the husband. She is not there to kill herself. There are times the wife should sit and say, I cannot finish all these things. I need time to rest. A reasonable wife takes some time to rest. A reasonable wife knows when to shut down activities. A reasonable wife knows when to say no to some demands and sit back and take time off. Because if she dies, those things in front of her will still be taken care of, and she will only enter memory lane. From time to time, say, oh, there used to be this lady, this man's wife. She used to be very active. She was everywhere. She was in church. She was in the market. She was in the school. She was on the road. She was doing this and that. And at that time, her life will become a past tense. So a reasonable wife should know when to shut down from some activities, because she needs to be alive. She needs to be healthy. She needs to be sane. So if you're listening to me right now and you are married, you are somebody's wife, please, I am begging you in the name of God, try to shut down activities from time to time, because the needs, the problems, the challenges, responsibilities, demands will not finish. Those things, they keep coming. And if you force yourself to finish them, you kill yourself for nothing. A reasonable wife should know when to shut down activities, take some time and rest. A reasonable wife is that wife that knows that she needs to be around for her children. She needs to be alive. She needs to be around for her children. She needs to be alive for those people that love her. It is not only her husband that loves her. There are people that are looking up to her for their encouragement, for their succor, for them to move forward in life. So she should not kill herself for nothing by trying to finish all at the same time. If you live carelessly and you die, another person will come and be feeding your lovely children with rubbish. Another person will come from wherever, maybe your closest friend might even be the one that will be maltreating your children. So at all costs, a reasonable wife should know when she is taking more than she should, when she is taking more than she should, and put a pause to it, because she needs to be alive. She needs to be sane. She needs to be healthy, because so many people are looking up to her. So many destinies are connected to her being alive, healthy, and sane. If I'm blessing you, I think I'm doing a good job. God bless you. God bless you, Joy. God bless you. All right. A reasonable wife also is that person that knows that sometimes she needs to assess her mental health. So many women are going through lots and lots of mental confusion, torment. There are so many women that are silently undergoing abuse. But because of what we call marriage, our own interpretation of marriage, they live like that. Most times, they step into depression. And we now hear of suicide attempt, suicide. No, a reasonable wife should know that truly, there is need for her to maintain sound mental health. That she needs her mental health to be good. If you notice that somebody is troubling your life, yes, your marriage, if you notice that somebody is beginning to take you for a ride, that somebody that, oh, let me come this way. In marriage, sometimes, if you are not reasonable, people outside will come and remove you from the side of your husband and put you under his feet. And they will tell you that that is what society said. Society does not make marriage. It is God that makes marriage, because God instituted marriage. So if it is not according to the plan and dictates of God, that marriage is making no sense. So if you are a reasonable wife, you should know, you should be sensible, you should use your eyes, you should use your perception, you should use your taste, you should use your feeling and what you're hearing to know when somebody, some people, or somehow that you're being plucked from the side and maybe from put at the back or being thrown away. Don't forget, you are your husband's wife. You are not your husband's distant relative. You are not your husband's family member. You are not your husband's village person. You are not just your husband. You are not your husband's neighbor. You are your husband's wife. And you belong here. Two of you have become one. So a reasonable wife should make sure that no situation, nobody, no condition will move her away from her rightful place. Even the Bible said that God will cause your feet not to be moved. So when a wife begins to notice that is like her position is under threat, she should be sensible. She should make use of her sense to notice when her position is being threatened, is under challenge, that is like internally or externally, there is an attempt to remove her or to disposition her or to reposition her or to wrongly position her. And she will stand up and say, excuse me, I am the wife. I am not a distant relative. I'm the wife. I'm not a fiancé. I'm the wife. I'm not a concubine. I'm the wife. I am not the girlfriend. I am the wife. I am the wife. And sometimes a reasonable wife will need to look at the husband and say, excuse me, I'm here, not there. I'm here, not there. Excuse me, I am here, not in front. I'm here, not here. And two of us are one. So as you are taking decisions, as you're moving, don't forget that I should be moving with you. You don't leave me behind. You don't throw me away. No, we are together and we consciously entered into this covenant relationship. And it is for life, except death separates. So every reasonable wife should know when her territory is being is kept under siege, when her position is being questioned, whether internally or from outside. If what I said now makes sense, please say I heard you, ma. All right. A reasonable wife also is that wife that has a good definition or interpretation of who she is. She knows that this is her identity. This is her position. This is her profile. This is her seat. And nobody takes it away from her. Okay? And a reasonable wife, this one is very important, is that wife that knows that she needs to grow. If she was married when she was using her WAEC certificate, a reasonable wife should understand that times are coming with different changes, and that life is mobile. People move from 1 to 2. People move from 2 to 3. Are you getting me? And if you are not moving, the train will overtake you. We live in an age that there is so much competition, silent competition. There is trend. Things are changing, and people need to start adjusting. as long as they don't offend God. So if at the time you got married, the most respectable academic qualification then was SSCE, a reasonable wife should know that things have changed. She needs to upgrade. She needs to grow. She needs to grow academically. She needs to grow socially. She needs to grow economically. She needs to advance. She needs to step up. She needs to add more to what she used to be and where she used to be. She needs to move forward. If you are a reasonable wife or you're planning to be a reasonable wife, I'll challenge you today to get up and add feathers to what you had before. You have your first degree. Please go and do postgraduate diploma or go and do your master's. Please progress. Go for your PhD. Excuse me, it is true. If you're not in the academic line, I will advise you to also step up to add something to what you used to be before you got into marriage. Things are changing. Life is not static. Life keeps moving, and you need to move as life moves. A reasonable wife should know that things are changing. She should not remain where she used to be. She needs to grow. Grow in knowledge. Grow in your level of empowerment. Grow academically. Grow economically. Grow psychologically. Grow mentally. Grow spiritually. Make moves. Move. I say just move and make sure that where you were the time you got married is no longer where you are now, that you have moved. Am I making sense? Sometimes I speak volumes in few words, but I pray that God will give you understanding. Move, grow, develop, advance, step up. You must come to a point where you tell yourself that as a reasonable wife, I should be relevant. That even if my husband wants to misbehave, he will look around and know that I have weight. That light feathered girl he married years ago has added some kilograms, that she has added weight academically, socially, financially. Let it be that you have stepped up. A reasonable wife is that wife that has understanding of times, and she knows how to fit into the move of time without offending God. Did I make myself clear? All right. A reasonable wife is also the one that has a workable plan for her life. Any wife that is not reasonable will not think about her old age. A reasonable wife is that wife that knows that maybe 30 years from now, 40 years from now, she might be aging. She might be battling with retirement, that she might be facing menopause, that there may be need for her to move from here to there. But if at that time she cannot move, she should have plan on how to take care of herself when she gets old. It's amazing how some, when they get married, they throw away their own lives. They don't have plan anymore. All they know is that the wife of so, the wife of so, that becomes the identity. That is all about them. So when the husband is not around again, they are no longer alive. No. A reasonable wife is that wife that has plan for her old age, that has plan for retirement, that has plan for when the children must have all left her. The children must have, married out or traveled out, and it will be only herself and the husband. A reasonable wife is futuristic. She plans ahead of time. She can sit down and have a good plan of how her 30 years from now will be if Jesus tarries. Although you can't say that all things will be equal, but measurably, she knows that to an extent, her plans in 30 years to come will make sense to her. So I challenge you today that in this week, you as a wife, you should please tell yourself that you have a life, that you are one with your husband. You are by the side, not behind, not away, that you should be carried along in whatever your husband is doing. That society did not institute marriage, so society should not dictate how your marriage should be. Also tell yourself that this week, outsiders will not influence how my marriage will work. Tell yourself that you are married to your husband and not to your community and not to everybody. And your primary assignment is on your husband. Every other thing is an extension, and that is secondary. And you should try as much as you can to make use of your senses. When you see some things your husband is doing, when you see some things that people around are doing, let what you're seeing come to a seat of reasoning in your brain so that you say, as a reasonable wife, I think I have understanding of what I'm seeing. And I arrive at a conclusion on how I'm going to handle this. A reasonable wife can listen to what her body, her sense organs are telling her. Our people say that anara wo chinti na yesugo. It is only a wife that is not reasonable that will be seeing some things happening around her marriage, around her family, some things that her family members, her friends, her relatives, her husband, or people around are doing, and she'll feel like it doesn't matter. A reasonable wife is the one that will say, everything I'm seeing around me matters because I know where I belong. I am the wife. I am not the concubine. I am not a girlfriend. I'm not the baby mama. I am not the fiancé. I am the wife. And I should be carried along. A reasonable wife should know when to put her foot on ground and say, no, no, with all due respect, this one does not come in. This is not our plan. This is not how we are going to do it. A reasonable wife upgrades her knowledge from time to time concerning relationship, concerning her homes, concerning marriage. The information you had years ago, you need to upgrade so that you'll be able to fit into the demand of the society as it is now. So far, it does not offend God. I also say that a reasonable wife is the one that is conscious of her health, especially her mental health. She knows when she is under pressure. She is overstressed. She knows when she is being manipulated. She knows when mentally she is being drained. And she knows how to say, no, this one is not healthy for me. A reasonable wife also knows when her body is giving her signal that she needs to shut down activities and take some time to rest because she needs to be alive. If she dies now, she will be forgotten. And even her closest friend can come and start maltreating her beloved children. So as a matter of fact, a reasonable wife is that woman that wants to live at all cost because she knows that apart from her children, apart from her husband, apart from her family members, there are so many people that indirectly depend on her. And there are some that her being alive is a blessing to, is encouragement to, is source of strength to. That if she dies, she's going to be affecting so many lives negatively. So this week, every wife is expected to be reasonable. Every wife is expected to make use of her senses and should also try to be alive. Don't forget I said that before you got married, you as a wife listening to me, You have people that matter so much to you. You are somebody's daughter, somebody's sister, somebody's close friend, somebody's cousin or niece, and you cannot throw those ones away. You have a life, and a time will come, you stand before the judgment throne of God to give account of your own life. So you don't throw your life away. And you know that God has given you assignment. You have people you have discovered. That is the reason why you are living, even in that marriage. So you cannot throw it away because of marriage. Your marriage is supposed to be a blessing. It's supposed to add to what God has put in your hands, and it's supposed to be a plus. It's supposed to amplify the grace of God upon your life, and it's not going to diminish it. It's not going to throw you off balance. In that, I commend you to the grace of God that is able to keep you and make you to become the wife that everybody would desire to get close to. God will bless you, will make your marriage a beautiful one. Your relationship will work. Your home will be peaceful, and your marriage will be sweet. The Lord bless you. I hope I've blessed you somehow today, and that this week you're going to be that reasonable wife that we desire to become. God bless you. Precious Caleb is my name. I'm your friend, and I host you here every Sunday, 8:30 p.m. because I'm interested in your relationship, your homes, your marriage working. God bless you. I love you.